Welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio from Stewards Planning Group. Stewards Planning Group is a company that specializes in helping you build purposeful retirement plans, custom plans that not only help clients steward their treasure, but also their time and talent as well. They believe if you're taken care of financially, you can go even further to make the family, community, and kingdom impact you truly desire to make, which is the ultimate purpose of wealth. If you'd like to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting with one of their financial advisors, please give them a call at 222-4236. You can request a meeting at stewardsplanning.com, or you can simply stop by their office on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer.
Hey everybody, and welcome again to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. I'm your host, Ben Taatjes, and happy to be with you today. In the studio today, I have another voice of one of our advisors. I have Kendra Peterson here with me. Kendra, how are you today?
I'm great, Ben. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're just joking before jumping on the air. You don't go on the show a lot, and you're being forced against your will today to be here, and we're hoping you don't faint.
What am I? Oh my!
Just laugh. It's fine. So no comment. You have nothing to say about being nervous for the show today.
No, I'm not nervous.
Okay. Well, good. Well, I'm happy to have you on, and I know it is. It's good as we've kind of been through a major change in the business, a name change. That's about all that's changed around here. We're still doing the same thing, providing the same services for our clients. The ownership's still the same. It's just a matter of let's have a name that better reflects what we're doing for our clients. And I've met with all of our advisors now on the radio and said, what is stewardship? I've asked them each, what does stewardship mean to you? And we've talked to so many clients about this very thing. And as we help families steward their time, talent, treasure, there's two parts of that I think we haven't talked about a lot. We talk so much about stewarding treasure because we are a financial firm, and ultimately we know that every major life decision and most major life events have some financial piece to them, right? And you made a comment before jumping on there, I want to focus on the time and the talent and what stewardship, really how that applies. And I love that. So take me through kind of your view of stewardship and how it relates to what we're doing.
Yeah, so absolutely. Just to kind of piggyback off what you said, again, I think our logo does a great job of reminding us the different ways that we can steward, whether it be the time, the talent, the treasure. And again, just seeing with our clients, they do a great job of stewarding their treasure. But again, today I kind of want to focus on the other two areas, the time, the talent. Something personally that I really try to focus on, just volunteering in the community with other nonprofits and organizations. And I think it's just important too to encourage you guys as listeners to do that as well, looking at ways that you can, again, steward the time and the talent piece too.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, so many of our clients, Kendra, I think, we deal with so many retirees, and it's always been a passion of mine is to help them realize just how important it is that they steward their time and their talent well. Time is tough. I mean, you come into retirement and all of a sudden you've got more time on your hands, and it's just the reality of it. I think that's about the major two things that change for retirees is, you've got to figure out a financial plan to make sure you have income to replace, what you were making. And we love doing that with clients. But another thing is just your time. I mean, if you have 8 to 9 hours of every single day back, what are you going to do with that time, right? How are you going to be intentional to make sure that you're using that time, that it doesn't just disappear? And that's what happens if we're not intentional. Time then just kind of, you forget almost what day it is, right? And that's not good stewardship.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I think at many different stages of your life, it's certainly important, but you're right in that in retirement with all of, this extra time, your day isn't spent at work. Being able to, again, steward your time at nonprofits or local organizations, because again, you're giving something to those places, you're furthering their mission, but also in return for you, being able to still add value, which oftentimes you were doing at work, being able to continue to do that, influence other people. And one of the biggest things too is just a sense of community with the other board members or again, the other committee members, but also the people that you come in contact with those organizations is extremely important.
I love that. And you're preaching to the choir here with me. I mean, I love, anytime that I talk to a retiree and they are utilizing the skills and talents that God has given them to make an impact on people, they tend to live happier lives. Like their life is just better. They're filled with joy. They're able to see the connection between making a difference for somebody else and what that organization stands for. So I love that about you. And you're pretty active. We joke around about here once in a while about, Kendra's at another board meeting. She's at another, some nonprofit that she's pouring into. Maybe highlight, what that does for you, Kendra, as a younger person being part of these boards, and maybe even how it impacts you seeing some of the more senior members of those boards do their work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's certainly eye-opening. Again, the things that I'm involved in, the different nonprofits and organizations, it's across a wide variety of missions, things that they're working on. And I certainly do come across a lot of retirees. And it's just awesome to see that the work they're doing, because again, they played a big role. A lot of them had either ran businesses or had a big role in the work that they were doing. So to be able to continue to add value, again, utilize the skills that they obtained over all of those working years and give back to, again, the mission or whatever it is that we're doing is super important. For me personally, just being able to learn from them and see the impact and what's important to them and being able to try and implement that for myself, again, and the other organizations that I'm involved in. Yeah, it's very valuable.
Yeah, I love that. I think, Kendra, that's something that I think retirees today don't totally appreciate about what they're doing when they're part of a board, when they're part of and it doesn't mean you have to be on the board, but you're volunteering, you're part of just pouring into somebody younger's life, right? I believe people always say, young people are the future, right? And I agree, but I think young people that are mentored and that have people of, I'll just say retirement age, if you will. I hate that term because I don't think it's a proper age, but people that have been through life, have done things, they've seen things before, they're able to mentor then somebody younger, and we can learn from them. I go back to my board experience, and some of the wisest people I knew were able to teach me how to better run a board meeting, how to better make an impact on different areas in the community. So again, love that about you, and I like today's show again because we were able to highlight, it's treasure. We talk about treasure all the time because that's we're a financial firm. But for you, just to say, I appreciate watching clients steward their time and their talent, and ultimately that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help people really manage, take care of, whether it be their financial assets or their more personal assets to the best of their ability. So thanks for being on the show today. Until next week, steward well.
Do you need help stewarding your time, your talent, or your treasure? If so, Stewards Planning Group can help. Now is the time to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting. You can do this one of three ways. Number one, give them a call right now at 222-4236. You can request a meeting online at stewardsplanning.com, or you can just stop by their office located on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. We'll see you next time.
Securities offered through Avantax Investment Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Avantax Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through an Avantax affiliated insurance agency.